Hi students, this is Mr. Yao. Today is the last lesson for composition of functions, and in this lesson we are going to learn how to plug in composite functions. First, prior knowledge, let's review what we have learned in the last lesson. So here we go. H of A of x is H of A of x. There you go. And first we're going to replace the A of x inside, so it's H of x squared plus 3x plus 1. There you go. And then we're going to look at h and replace anywhere we see x as x squared plus 3x plus 1. So we have negative, then x squared plus 3x plus 1. Make sure to use the parentheses and plus 3 on the end. Let's distribute the negative sign in. Negative x squared minus 3x minus 1 plus 3 simplifies to be negative x squared minus 3x plus 2. There you go. Next is A of h, which is A of h of x. So this time we're going to replace the h of x first. So you still keep the a, the h of x is negative x plus 3. And we're going to replace anywhere we see x with negative x plus 3. So we have negative x plus 3. Since it's squared, let's write it twice already. And it's a plus 3 times a negative x plus 3. And a plus 1 on the end. And we need to deal with the parentheses, so let's distribute. Negative x times negative x is x squared. Negative x times 3 is a minus 3x. 3 times negative x is minus 3x. 3 times 3 is a plus 9 on the back. 3 times negative x is a minus 3x. 3 times 3 is a 9 and plus 1. Combine like terms, x squared, negative 3x, negative 3x, negative 3x, so it's negative 9x. Plus 9 plus 9 plus 1, which is a plus 19. And that's a prior knowledge. Evaluation of compositional function is similar to plug-in for adding, subtracting, and multiplying. The only difference is we have an order, of course, since we have an inner function and outer function. So we always have to start with the inner function, or in other words, the stuffing. Let's have a look. So this is f of g of 4. So in order to find it, we gotta start from the inside, which is g of 4. So let's find g of 4 first. That means looking at g, anywhere we see x, replace it with a 4. So it's 4 times 4 plus 12, which is 16 times 12, which is 28. And after we find that, now the question changed. Because this, we already know g of 4 is the 28, so that is actually the same as f of 28. So now we're going to look at f and replace the x with 28. So it's negative 5 times 28 minus 6. So we have negative 140 minus 6, which is negative 146. Next, same thing. This time is g of f of negative 11. So we're going to start from the inside. We're going to start with the f of negative 11. That is going to be negative 5 times negative 11 minus 6. So it's a 55 minus 6, which is a 49. And afterwards, now we can go back, because that is going to be g of 49. We can replace the f of negative 11. So let's plug 49 in. 4 times 49, then plus 12. So it's 196 plus 12, simplifies to be 208. That's example 1. Example 2 is going to be the same thing, just this time we have fractions. So let's get to it. f of g of negative 1/5. So we're going to first find the g of negative 1/5. That is going to be 1/2 times negative 1/5 plus 5. You can use your calculator to find out. It's going to be a negative 1/10 plus a 5, which is a 49/10. And afterwards, we're going to now put it back in here. We already know that is going to be replaced with a 49/10. So we're actually finding f of 49. It's 20 times 49/10 plus 14, which is 98 plus 14, and it's 112. There you go. Next, g of f of 6. So we're going to find f of 6 first. That is 20 times 6 plus 14, 120 plus 14, 134. And then now we can put it back in we're actually looking for g of 134. It's going to be 1/2 times 134 plus 5, which is 67, plus 5, which is 72. That's example 2. Keep going. You can actually pause here and try example 3 and example 4. Okay, hopefully you have tried. So here are the answers for example 3 and 4. You can pause and check. There you go. Okay, let's move on to example 5. Still the same thing, so let's get to it. Still the same thing. H of A of -1. So this is actually the starter we did. Okay, we're going to find A of -1 first. That is going to be -1 squared plus 3 times -1 plus 1, which is 1 minus 3 plus 1 is a -1. So then that is going to be h of -1. We're looking for now negative sign in the front, and you're just replacing the x with a -1. So don't forget the negative sign in the front. Plus 3, that's going to be a 4. Next, a of h of 2. Let's find h of 2 first. -2 plus 3, which is going to be a 1, and then plug in a of 1. That's 1 squared plus 3 times 1 plus 1. That is going to be a 5. And then last one we have is a of -2. Oh, that just means we're focusing on the function a all the time. So first, a of -2, plug it in. -2 squared plus 3 times -2 plus 1. So that's a 4. Minus 6 is -1. Plus -2 plus 1 is a -1. I'm going to do a again, so it's a of -1. -1 squared plus 3 times -1 plus 1. That's a 1 minus 3 plus 1. It's a -1. There you go. That's example 5. Now things changed a bit. We're looking at a table, but the process to do the things doesn't change. So f of g of 4, so let's write it out. F of g of 4. So that means we still need to look for g of 4 first. So g of 4 is when x equals 4, the g is a 4. So that part is just a 4, which means we're now going to look for f of 4. Okay, so as soon as you found that, we're going to go back to 4, and this time the f4 of 4 is a 4. Moving on, next, g of f of -3. So we're going to look for f of -3 first. That means when x is -3, my f is a -6. So we're actually now looking for g of -6. So let's go to x being -6 and look for the g, and that is a 15. Okay. So again, you're always looking for the inside number to be the x. So x is being replaced with -3 here, and x being replaced with -6 there. Okay, moving on. f of -10. Start x being -10. We're looking for the f of -10. What is a -3? So as soon as you replace the inside to be -3, the whole thing is f of -3. So now you're going to look for when x is -3, my x value is a -6. That's C. Same thing. Let's go to D. G of -6. So first, look for -6 for x right here. And then g of -6. So go to g. That is going to be a 15. Which means that inside is being replaced with a 15. So now you're looking for g of 15. So we need to go to x being 15 and look for the g, and that is -10. That's example 6. I would recommend you pause here and try example 7. Okay, let's have a look. F of g of 11. So first look for 11 and then g, so 11 and then g. That is a 13. So now you're looking for f of 13. 13 is right here, looking for the f. That is a 9. Moving on. G of f of 0. Find 0 first. And then f of 0. is a 0. Now you're looking for g of 0. So you're still on 0, but this time look at the g, that is a negative 10. Moving on, f of negative 10. First start with negative 10, and then you're looking for the f, which is a 15, so that's a 15. And then replace that. We're looking for f of 15 now, so 15, the f is going to be negative 6. Last one, g of negative 6. So you're looking for negative 6 first. The g is going to be a 0. So look for the negative 6, then the g is going to be a 0. So the whole thing now becomes g of 0. Go to 0, and the g for 0 is negative 10. There you go. That's D. And that is the last example. So that's everything for this lesson. Thank you.